Hello YouTube and welcome to the channel. If you're stopping in for the first time, please hit that subscribe button so you can see all future videos. Now, what I want to talk about in this video today is basically being a huge criminal. You know, there's rapists, murderers, tax evaders, and guys who drive trucks. Pretty much all the same. And some things happened last night which led me to do some research on the legality of this truck and trucks like it. And I'm not lifted like crazy compared to some, but yeah, but some interesting stuff. So what I said, when I set out this morning to do my research, I said if I was to take this truck on a road trip through, you know, not every state in the country obviously, but you know, a majority of states. If I wanted to go to California, obviously I border California, you know, or if I wanted a road trip to Florida or across the South, exactly how big of a criminal would I be? And we found out pretty quick that they locked me up. So anyway, what I found out, we'll start, because we're in the inside of the truck right now, I'll start with the radar detector. Now, radar detectors are pretty widely legal, except in Virginia and Washington, D.C., where they're totally outlawed. Now, laser jammers, which is a beam basically that you put in your car and it shoots out, and what that does is it stops the police from being able to read your speed. Those are completely outlawed. Now, radar detectors are just that. They detect and make an audible sound when a police radar is activated in your field of view, so that you can hopefully slow down before you get a ticket. So like I said, totally illegal. Just to detect them is totally illegal, both in Virginia and California. Excuse me, Virginia and DC. And in California and Minnesota, they're legal to own. However, you cannot mount them on your windshield, which doesn't make a lot of sense, because where else are you going to put it? Of course, their justification for this is it obstructs your view, but as you can see, my view is totally unobstructed, and oh, you could just see the radar detector up there, which this huge mirror does not obstruct my view, but again, in California, this tiny radar detector will. Since we're already kind of bagging on California, which isn't hard to do, let's talk about engine mods. There are some engine modifications that are in the pipeline for this truck. I know I never said I would do it, but we're going to. And same thing again, they are illegal in California. Now, I believe I could still travel through California as long as I'm not registered in California. But again, you know, for me to say, hey, I want to put a different air intake on my truck, I'm now committing a crime. And in California, and it's just funny. It's just funny that, like, that's what they want to go after. That's what they want to go after. Of everything that happens in the world, it's like, oh, you want your motor to last longer and draw more air, so it's better at running overall, and you know you want to make some of the power that the engine's actually capable of making, and not our bullshit emissions restrictive air boxes, then yeah, that's a crime. So those are two of the most basic ones. And then we get into stance, and what I want to do now is direct you guys to the link in the corner. And what it is we're releasing some merchandise, and this video is inspired by this Stance is Not a Crime t-shirt. So like I said, hit that link if you want to check that out. They're really nice, really good quality. But here's where it gets interesting, and I see a ton of guys in Texas and the South complaining of this, but obviously, as you can see here, my wheels stick out. Not drastically, but they stick out a little bit. And from the factory, body to body, my truck is about 79 inches wide, and my tires stick out maybe 5 inches. If we're being liberal, I think it's less than that, but let's just say 5 inches. That still puts us at like 80. Let's just say 85 inches to be fair. Any vehicle can be 102 inches wide, so you're still well within the width restrictions for that. A lot of states, including Oregon, where my truck is registered, require mud flaps or fender flares on any that cover the entire width of the tire, the entire tread pattern. And I actually looked it up for my home state. it's a Class C vehicle violation, which carries a fine up to $500 just for not having mud flaps. Now I understand this one, and I have to play devil's advocate. It sucks. I get it. Like, if you're driving next to me and my wheel throws a rock, that sucks. But not gonna get mud flaps. It looks like crap. I'm not an old man. If you guys watch this video that's in your corner right now, you'll see that I wasted a ton of money buying fender flares, getting them painted, putting them on the truck. One day, not even, yeah, they were on for one day. Absolutely hated them. Took them right back off. So yeah, it's just not for me. It might be for some people and some people, but I'm just gonna get the rock chips fixed. So again, a lot of people mud flaps and fender flares. If you watch Mike from Street Speed 717, he's got tons of videos of getting pulled over for having his wide stance. In Virginia and West Virginia, leveling kits over 3 inches, illegal. West Virginia, a tire size that is 2 sizes bigger than the factory OEM tires, illegal. In Georgia, the maximum lift on the front is 2 inches, illegal. Okay, and we go back to the whole towing a trailer thing. It doesn't matter if you're sponsored or not. Even if you go out and buy a bunch of stickers and have the appearance of being sponsored, even though you make no money or you get nothing for free, whatever the situation is, if you're towing a vehicle, or if you're driving a truck and you have an enclosed trailer behind you with stickers on it, and they can dictate that you are a commercial vehicle in Alabama, you're going to get a ticket for that, and it's probably going to be hefty, because driving a commercial vehicle without a license is quite a big deal. As I said earlier, I have a commercial driver's license anyway, but still, it's just one of those things, these unwitting things that can catch you up, and yeah, who knows? I mean, you know, or even if you have stickers on your truck and you're over 10,000 pounds, you can do that. You know, so just things to watch out for, and funny ways of how, there goes the police right now, funny ways of how, you know, these are crimes, these are criminal acts. In Nevada, where I travel for work frequently, there's no such thing as like an infraction, or a basic traffic ticket is a misdemeanor. So everything in Nevada, the lowest crime in Nevada is a misdemeanor. So all these things that are illegal in Nevada, they are crimes against a they are crimes, actual crimes. It's not just, oh, fix a ticket or whatever. They do have fix-it tickets, but yeah, it's everything's classed as at least a misdemeanor. Speaking of fix-it tickets, we're going to wrap it up with window tint. In most states, you can have anything on the back windows and 35 on the fronts. Now, so that means my front window tint is legal and my windshield not tint is illegal. We're lucky here where I travel. Most of these things aren't enforced, and that's going to be the overlying kind of theme of this video, I feel like, is a lot of these things are not enforced, but it's just you get that one cop on that bad day, or you get that rookie. Where I travel frequently in Las Vegas, there are a ton of new cops. They're literally doing 3 academies right now. Their academy is actually right here around the corner. There's 3 academies right now. They're pumping more cops onto the street, and when those guys are in training, they're required to write tickets. They're not allowed to use their discretion to let you go. So be careful is all I can say, and it's not like, oh, poor us truck owners. No, I get it. Like it's for safety, and I understand if things are done unsafely or things are done in a way that can cause harm to other people. That I totally get, but there's many states, when I was doing this research, that says as long as the vehicle's safe, as long as the vehicle is, there's one state, I forget what it was, but it's up around the Montana area. Their law just says as long as the kit that you put on is intended for your vehicle and it doesn't affect the drivability, you're good. Last thing I want to touch on, your insurance. Now, just keep in mind, if you have an at-fault accident and they can dictate again that the accident was avoidable if you hadn't had an 8-inch lift, or you didn't have 39 or 42-inch tires, or 37s even. If they can dictate that, there's a chance that you could be sued, sued civilly and be found liable for that. So I'm not saying don't mod your truck. Obviously, I've done it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I don't care. I mean, my insurance is good. Obviously, the way to get around that is to just tell your insurance about your modifications if you have them. But my thing is the crime and how like I said, these states, oh, we have a drug problem here, but we're going to ignore this drug problem because there's guys that have a loud exhaust, or there's guys that deleted the EGR, or they deleted the emission stuff off their truck. Deleting emissions off your diesel truck is a federal crime. Your first offense is punishable up to $2,500 fine. A federal crime for taking off that EPA bullshit off your truck that chokes the motor to death. You know, it just seems crazy to me. But anyway, I want to hear your thoughts below. I want to hear your stories. Honestly, one of my favorite things about the comments of these videos is your guys' stories. This video here about my experience with 4-wheel parts got over 500 comments with stories of people in my same shoes, and I love that. So I want to hear your stories about getting pulled over and what it was for, if it was bullshit, if you got let go, whatever happened. Like I said, I got stopped last night. It wasn't a big deal. It was mostly because I have out-of-state plates and they wanted to just make sure it wasn't stolen, which I appreciate that. And this isn't a bag on cops. I know you guys don't make the law, but like I said, if you didn't yet, hit that subscribe button. Let me hear your stories below, because I'm really interested in you guys, and we're all part of this together. The scene, the diesel scene, or the truck scene, or the car scene, we're all part of this together. Everybody goes through it. So do that. Throw me a like if you liked it. If you didn't, just don't. And we'll see you on the next one.